welcome back to Simple Food Recipes. Today we are making something that deserves a permanent spot in your pantry, a spicy, rich devil's toast bread. It's a classic at-home mix that turns simple fried bread into absolute magic. Let's get into it. We are starting with the pork. Grab your fattier cuts and slice them into small cubes, just small enough so the grinder doesn't complain. Even-sized pieces makes the grinding smoother and keep the final texture nice and consistent. We are using a medium-sized grinding plate because we want a good balanced bite in the finished spread. Not too fine, not too coarse. And as we grind, we are sending the meat straight into one big bowl that's large enough to hold all the meat. Nice and simple, no extra dishes. Time to prep all the veggies. Start with the garlic. Break the bulbs apart, peel the cloves and set them aside. No need to chop them small, the grinder will handle that for us. Move on to the bell peppers, jalapeños and habaneros. Give everything a good wash and clean out any seeds you don't want. If you are after a hotter batch, leave the jalapeno seeds in. If you want it milder, take a moment to remove them. If any of the peppers are on the bigger side, just cut them into halves or thirds. It makes feeding them into the grinder way easier and keeps the grind even. Now, if you are like me and don't feel like doing a mountain of dishes later, you can place all the prepped veggies onto one big plate or even a baking tray instead of using 5 different bowls. Everything stays in one spot and cleanup becomes a whole lot simpler. And towards the end of this stage, we have got the onions. Trim the ends, peel them and cut them into chunks just big enough for the grinder, nothing fancy. Once everything is prepped, you can already tell this mix is going to be incredible. The fresh, sweet, slightly spicy aroma from all those peppers and garlic starts filling the kitchen and you just know you are on the right track. Now it's time to grind everything. We are using the same medium-sized disc for both the meat and the veggies so the texture stays nice and even all the way through. As we grind the vegetables, we like to mix different types together. It helps them blend better later. And the smell that comes out of the grinder is honestly amazing. With fresh produce, especially from local farmers, the aroma just hits you immediately. Keep going until everything is nicely ground and ready for the next step. Once everything is ground, give the veggies a really good mix. We want all those juices and flavors to start blending while they are still raw. It helps the final spread taste deeper and more balanced. If you are unsure about the habaneros, keep that part in a separate bowl and add the heat little by little until it feels right for you. And remember, when it all cooks down, the spice level mellows, so what feels strong now will become gentle kick later. Now move over to your big pot and melt the lard. It only takes a moment and it's worth using lard here. It gives the spread a richer, deeper flavor than oil ever could. Let it melt gently so it's ready for the meat. When the lard is fully melted, add in all the ground meat straight from the bowl. Keep the heat at medium-high and start stirring right away. We just want it to cook through evenly without catching on the bottom. Slow and steady here keeps the flavor clean. Once the meat is cooked through, sprinkle in your sweet paprika for that classic color and flavor. If you can't find paprika, a chipotle paste works beautifully. It gives the spread a deep red tone and warm, earthy taste. Stir it in well so the meat absorbs the color evenly and everything starts to look rich and cohesive. Now add the tomato paste, or in our case, tomato sauce, but it works perfectly. It boosts the color, adds a fuller flavor and helps everything come together. Stir it in well so it runs smoothly into the meat. Time to add the entire veggie mixture into the pot. As soon as it hits the heat, the smell becomes unbelievable. All those peppers, garlic and onions mixing with the meat and spices. Stir everything together until it's fully combined and starting to look like one smooth, colorful mixture. Add in the sugar and vinegar. These two really balance everything out. The sugar softens the heat, the vinegar brightens the whole mix, and together they bring the perfect tangy sweet finish. Give it a slow, thorough stir so it spreads evenly through the pot, and let it simmer for a moment. You will see the color deepen and the aroma get even richer as the flavors start settling in. Now season with salt and black pepper. Start with a small amount and mix it in well. It's always easier to add more than to fix it later. Let it simmer gently and check the consistency as you go. It shouldn't be too runny or too thick. You want it spreadable but not sliding off the bread. When the mixture is just right, start filling your sterilized jars. Take your time and pack it in nicely, but don't overfill. Leave about half an inch of space at the top. That little gap helps the jars seal properly during the canning process and keeps everything safe and shelf stable. Before you close the jars, take a clean damp cloth and wipe around the rims. Even a tiny bit of the mixture or grease on the edge can keep the lids from sealing properly. So it's really worth taking a moment to get them spotless. Check each jar one by one. A quick look now saves you from surprises later. Once the rims are clean, place the lids on and tighten them just until they are snug. Not overly tight, just firm enough to stay in place during canning. Now prepare your canning pot. If you don't have one, a big regular pot works perfectly. Lay a kitchen towel on the bottom so the jars don't rattle or crack. Set the jars inside and fill the pot with water until they are about 3/4 submerged. We are doing this twice. Today for 1 hour at 212 degrees of Fahrenheit and then again tomorrow once the jars have cooled. And that's it, our batch of Devil's toast spread is ready. You can use this stuff in so many ways, but honestly this classic will always win, fried bread. Just fry your slices in lard or oil until they turn a beautiful golden color. Then take a clove of garlic and rub it all over that hot bread. It melts right in and smells unreal. Sprinkle a little salt on top, spread a generous layer of this mixture and you have basically created the perfect bite. And let me tell you, this keeps really well in the fridge, so make a bigger batch if you want. It's amazing for quick snack, late night bites, or when guests randomly show up and you need something fast but delicious. You can spread it on baguette, toast, or even grilled veggies. It just works everywhere. If you are planning ahead, it's also a great party appetizer. Make the spread the day before, fry the bread right before serving, and people will think you spent way more time than you did. That's the magic of simpler recipes, right? Thanks for hanging out with me today here on Simplified Recipes. I love making these old school comfort recipes and I'm really happy you are here cooking them with me. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like, share, follow, all that good stuff. It really helps the channel grow and lets me make more videos like this. Alright, take care, enjoy the Devil's toast spread and I will see you in the next video.